What's hiding under Trump's new economic bill has major implications for your wallet, and the media is barely talking about it. We're talking hidden clauses, shocking spending plans, and policies that could either make or break your financial future. This bill isn't just politics, it's more power moves that can change the way America spends, borrows, and grows. And here's the kicker. If you don't understand what's buried in this bill, you could be left holding the bag again. So stick around, because I'm breaking down the 5 things you need to know and what happens if you don't act today. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. Now, part number 1, the return of trickle-down economics. So let's start with a familiar strategy, trickle-down tax cuts. The new bill proposes major tax breaks for corporations and high net worth individuals. Trump argues this boosts job creation and investment, but here's what they don't tell you. These cuts also mean less federal revenue. And guess who ends up paying the price? The middle class. Because if history repeats itself, you could see cuts to Social Security, Medicare, and housing programs down the line. So here's the action step that you need to take. If you're middle income, this is the time to strengthen your personal finances, diversify income, build emergency savings, because cuts could come faster than you think. But the tax cuts are just the surface. What's underneath this next move is honestly wild. Part 2, a 5 to 7 trillion spending plan. That's if interest rates don't increase, which if the Fed doesn't lower those interest rates, they most likely will, and this could balloon to 20 trillion spending plan. Yes, you heard that right. Trump's proposed bill includes up to 7 trillion in new spending, and again, without the interest rate rising. So where's the money going, you're asking, right? Of course, to defense, infrastructure, and of course, border expansion, and surprisingly, digital currency development that nobody is talking about. Let's rewind that last one. Yes, you heard me say it, digital currency development. And here's the thing. We're already $34 trillion in debt. Adding trillions more is like maxing out your 5th credit card and saying, it's fine, I'll figure it out later. And when America borrows this aggressively, inflation and interest rates are almost guaranteed to spike. So your action step that you need to do right now is, if you have credit card debt or adjustable rate loans, consolidate or refinance as soon as possible. Still with me? Because what I'm about to share next hasn't been seen since the Great Depression. Moving on to part number 3, mandatory work requirements for benefits. This is hands down one of the most controversial elements. Mandatory work requirements for food stamps, Medicaid, and even housing aid. On paper, it sounds like promoting responsibility, right? But in reality, it could push millions of Americans off of essential services overnight. Imagine being a single parent working 2 jobs and still not qualifying for SNAP because of some paperwork technicalities. And when I talk about work requirements, I'm talking about the elderly also. If you think for one moment that your grandma or your grandpa's safe, they're not. Our system is not built to be streamlined, it never has. Do you think they're gonna say, oh, well, you know, anybody over 65 or 70 years old is perfectly fine? No, they don't care. And this could truly create a new wave of homelessness and food insecurity fast. So your action step, if you rely on any government aid or know someone who does, it's time to get educated on eligibility changes and do not wait. And just when you think it can't get any more disruptive, wait until you hear what's coming for retirement accounts. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with the 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Luis. Luis's credit score went up 261 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. And Jency's credit score went up 225 points after just one round with Dispute Beast. But let's not forget James. James's credit score went up 207 points after just one round with Dispute Beast. Dispute Beast link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. Moving on to part number 4, 401k and IRA shakeups. There's a clause in the bill that could raise penalties for early withdrawals and limit Roth IRA conversions. Translation? You'll pay more to access your own money and lose a major wealth building tool if this passes. This is especially dangerous for millennials and Gen Zs who are already behind on retirement. So your action step is to move fast. If you have been thinking about converting your traditional IRA to a Roth, do it now while the rules still favor you. And don't pull from your 401k unless absolutely necessary. But now, let's talk about the part nobody expected and why it might be the sneakiest power grab of all. Part number 5 is the federal digital dollar, Fedcoin, the pilot program. Because buried deep in the bill is funding for a Federal Reserve-backed digital currency nicknamed Fedcoin. This isn't just about technology. Let's be very clear. It's about control. A programmable dollar could let the government track every transaction, freeze funds instantly, and even expire money after a set time. Sounds like sci-fi, right? It's not, because China is already doing it. If rolled out in the US, this would be the biggest shift in how money works since we left the gold standard. So what's your action step? What should you do? Start learning about privacy coins, decentralized finance, and even consider holding small amounts of physical gold or silver as a hedge. Last part's the most important. So let's run this back. Let's review what we just talked about. Number 1, trickle down tax cuts that could bleed middle class benefits. I mean, this is not the first time it's happened, so let's not be shocked, okay? Number 2, 7 trillion in new spending, adding fuel to inflation. Now here's the thing that people don't talk about. All of this debt needs to be refinanced under the current interest rates, which are sky high. So that 7 trillion could actually turn into 20 trillion if we don't lower the interest rates and refinance it under a lower interest rate. Number 3, tougher eligibility for benefits with real life consequences. I'm talking about your grandma, your grandpa, your uncles, your aunts. All of these retired people are going to be forced to work if they're able-bodied? And how are they going to be able to tell whether they're able-bodied or not? You're gonna tell me that, my 70-year-old grandma or my 80-year-old grandma or my 90-year-old grandma has to get a job? Is this what you're telling me? Because we know that the federal system is completely broken and they're not gonna have a system in place to fix this properly. Number 4, retirement penalties, making it harder to grow wealth. Because of course, why would you want the little ants to grow wealth, right? We wanna keep the ants down as much as we possibly can. And number 5, the biggest one of all that nobody's talking about, a programmable digital dollar that rewrites how we use money. This is a huge one because this could be how they stop inflation and how they stop the dollar from losing and collapsing completely. Because something has to happen. If we don't fix these interest rates, if we don't fix this debt and we just keep adding more debt, then our children are gonna be slaves to this entire system. That's exactly how it's gonna work out. Now understand, these aren't just maybe one day ideas. They're in writing now. And if we don't learn what's coming, we're not just uninformed, we're unprepared. So if this helped you open your eyes, smash that like button and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future updates, because I'll be breaking down these policies as they evolve. And drop a comment below as to what you think is the most dangerous part of this bill. And if you have any collections or charge-offs that you need deleted from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here, because it will teach you how to use AI to do it the easy way with a 110% money back guarantee. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.